My name is Mina Rosina Castro. My background is from Argentina, Spain, Portugal, a little bit of the Middle East, and I'm also Caucasian. I identify myself as multicultural.
My name is Ilse Gonzalez Garcia. I was born in Oaxaca, Mexico, and I moved to Dallas, Texas, and that's where I grew up. And a couple years ago, I moved to Utah. Well, I've been doing some service learning at Bryan Middle School, and I've learned a lot from the kids. Something that I've taken most out of them is that they've reminded me of who I was growing up.
I remember my first experience with the Scantron test. I was made to circle my race in, and when I was little I didn't know if I was Argentine or white, and I remember raising my hand and asking my teacher which bubble should I fill in for race. There's not one for Argentine and white specifically, and she told me if you don't want to be white, then you can just be other. And that brought to my mind just being American. Like, if you need to be white to be American, and that experience has impacted me since.
In a recent article titled "Dear Privileged at Princeton," Brianna Payton challenges another article, stating, "Success is when hard work meets opportunity." However, the idea that meritocracy is not a myth is false.
I have been given a language to discuss and identify my experiences. The concept that has most resonated with me is covering. After reading Yoshino's Uncovered Self, I have realized and now recognize the fact that I cover on a daily basis. Yoshino defines covering as to tone down a disfavored identity to fit in the mainstream. I now realize that I have utilized covering as a defense mechanism from discrimination and prejudice from others. As Yoshino describes famous celebrities changing their name to hide their ancestry, I have recognized that I have done the same on some level because I was put into an ESL class based on my name. Because I was placed in those classes, I was way behind my Caucasian peers. I wasn't able to keep up with the course material.
The other day, there was a substitute teacher who came in, and it was just sad. She didn't bother to read the instructions the teacher had left for her. She just came into class and sat down and instructed me to take care of the kids. She didn't care about them, and I guess to her, teaching is only for certain kids that look a certain way or act a certain way or who appeal to her culture.
I'm a mix of many cultures, but because of the color of my skin, I am considered just to be Caucasian. This thinking limits me psychologically and physically, but I'm learning to overcome those barriers through this ethnic studies class.
Growing up, I've kind of had a struggle knowing who I was because I feel that in a sense I paid too much attention to society and the labels or the criteria I had to meet, what those labels expected of me. In the Hispanic community, I acted too white to be accepted, and then when I wanted to seem American or to fit in, I was just considered brown and just considered to be Mexican and nothing else. And so it was just kind of that tug of war of not belonging to either group, and it's really hard, but I think that I've learned, especially with the kids at Bryan Middle School, they know that they are multiracial and they accept it. We are Latina, pero también podemos ser americanas.